Hello, I'm Aaron and welcome back to the Laststandgamers channel. So today we're taking a look at another amazing creation from the Steam Workshop. Now here in front of us we have the Atlas Research Rover. Now having a look at the comment section or the description of this particular build, this is his first attempt at building a rover, and this is quite exciting because this rover is certainly very nice indeed. And we've not looked at a rover in a while, so we're going to have a look around the exterior and then we'll pop inside and see what this research rover has to offer. So coming around the front, we've got this very nice sloped angle design, offering a little bit of protection, but this isn't really going to be going into fights, so nothing to really worry about. Of course, we've got the laser antenna for things to connect up to, and we've got these nice gold reflective little areas here, including a little tank on top of there. That is the reverse side of a survival kit, I do believe. So pretty cool indeed. Coming down here, we have this slotted area and a protective little viewing window where you can drive the ship from. One thing I will say to the creator is, you certainly give me a run for my money when it came to spawning this thing in, because it started driving off down this hill. You can see the tracks here. Put the handbrake on, please. So over the front you can see we've got the cool little bumper design. We've got the lights over on this side, nice little gold indents and detailing, and coming under here we've got some more lights behind some staircases that are acting like as a little bit of a protector. So let's work our way around the side and then we'll have a look at the suspension as well. So we've got 2x6 wheels, so you can see either side is hosting lovely 6 wheels. This is going to give us some great off-road performance, and you can see the gap in between the middle of these two wheels is quite small, so it means we'll be able to get over lots of lumps and bumps in the terrain. Now coming down the side you can see the use of a few of the DLC blocks from various different things. You've got the catwalks, you've got the little glow in the dark things here that represent wires. In this case, probably the best thing you can do with these DLC blocks is represent some sort of wires, but they will glow in the dark and show the rover from afar if necessary, so you can see a little bit in through the windows as you're doing various research tasks around the rover itself. Coming over here we've actually got a protected little ladder up here. Now this is good, especially if you're running a server without jetpacks on. You need a way of getting up to your ship, and this little protected housing stops things from coming in contact with it and it just falling off the side. So once you're actually up there, you enter into this side little airlock. So you're going to see quite a few of the new DLC blocks on this design as well. Coming to the rear section, we've got the rear 6 wheels on the back here either side, and we've got these little components here. These are little spotlights. You can see that they shine down and they give the rover a bit of an underglow, but at the same time they illuminate underneath, so you can see if you're going over some rough terrain or if a wheel could get caught up. So quite a smart idea. Now coming to the back we have a spare wheel, and you might be thinking, oh that's a bit gimmicky, but spare wheels, especially from the rover servers we've done, are really useful. You can grind down the parts of that and you can weld up one of the wheels on the side, and I don't think this is fitted with an automatic welding system, so you could pop the tyres on, you could grind that one down, and just keep on the go. So at the back here on this side you see it's not perfectly symmetrical. We've got this nice little catwalk that hangs over the other side, so you can do some research from the top deck as well as some tanks and some plumbing. So coming around this side you can see it is quite different. Over here we've got the exhaust from the side. It reminds me of like a bit of a BMP type exhaust coming out the side like that, or maybe even a giant BTR APC if you've ever seen them, the Russian ones. So you've got the window at the front there, and as at the back we've got the little habitation pods that we'll see from the inside. So we'll quickly look underneath. So you can see the suspension is reinforced here, as well as a little elevator that we'll be able to have a look at shortly. And you can see that they've risen it up and brought it as high and give it as much ground clearance as possible. And these are using all of the new DLC wheels. That they do look quite cool because you can see right through them, but the vanilla wheels are more my favourite still at the moment. So let's go up to the top deck. So on the top deck, of course, there is a nice ample bit of solar power, keep them batteries charged. We've also got a wind turbine here, and you might think that's pretty useless on a moving grid, but if you turn this into a station while you're parked, you could produce a little bit of wind power there as well. We've also got a large antenna array to send various communications to people afar if you wish to, and then you've got 2 antennas on the back. And in this area, you've got access to the lift and the rear docking bay where you could keep a vehicle. So you can see they've actually listed down some mini rovers, but we'll go inside in a minute. I want to show you accessing this from either the side or the lift. So let's pop my little body over here and we'll go underneath and see if we can gain access to it. We're not on perfectly flat ground here, so it might be a little bit difficult. So from underneath I am looking for some form of access, and I don't see a button here at hand. I could be missing it, so it might mean we have to access it from above, and that makes some sense. I mean, you would have probably someone on the control panel of this little ramp up here as well. So let's just pop ourselves on the ramp and see if we can lower ourselves down. So there we go. That should be the ramp lowering down with some nice lighting coming down to floor level and reinforced with the blast doors as well. Very, very cool. And the mini rover should be able to fit on here and roll on out. So there we go. We're down on the ground and we can bring ourselves back up as well. So there we go. And this has enough space for pretty much a full crew. So when we come up into this hangar, as we've seen already, we've got the mini docking bays complete with landing gears. That's really important. We'll make sure these are not hooked up to the main controls, because as you press P for your parking brake, your mini rovers will disconnect as well. But what they've done here is, I believe they've connected them up over here. So this is quite smart. Yeah, so that's car 1 and car 2 unlock. Very nice indeed. We've got some cargo containers for a little bit of detail, but these could always be pushed out if you want to try to fit one more rover. I like this little room as well. This is like a little storage bay with some of these shelves. And remember, with these shelves, what you see on it is what you get in materials when you do grind them down. So we'll finish off looking in this room, and then we'll move on. So we've got some of the new armoured blocks in this section as well. Just click the locks, make sure they doesn't do anything else special. Nope, just locks them in place. And then this open area up here will lead us back up to the top deck. I really like it. It looks a little bit complicated from afar, but you can see how the catwalk system allows you to maneuver up to that top deck area, as well as having these little pods, these little sleeping pods overlooking this area as well. I like that. Some nice little details there, definitely. So let's head on inside. So as we go through the tool storage, it'd be nice to probably have some crates here that you could pass things through. So we're opening up the large doors, and now we're entering into the research vessel itself. So we've got lockers, of course, we've got ammunition for weapons, because some planets you're going to be researching could be quite dangerous. And as we go up into here, using some of these new corridor blocks, they are lovely, these new blocks. They can add some real detail to nice tight interiors with a little bit of lighting above. We've got some more little storage there, and then that brings us to the outer access point. Very cool indeed. That'll seal up behind us and we can open this door. So a little airlock there as well for you. So if we pop ourselves up a floor, you'll notice there is a shield generator that can be accessed if this is turned into a static grid. That's a great thing to do. Stop you getting attacked from some of the nasties that live out there. There's also a contracts block and everything you need to turn this into a mobile base if you wanted to. A little bit of a backlit tunnel there using some of the new blocks as well. So there's the research station on the top. We're growing some plants by the look of it, doing some research into them. And as we continue through, there is some rooms on the other side here as well that overlook this research area. You can access them by this little staircase. This just wraps around the side, and then you've got all of these little offices that you saw from the outside. So this has got a giant crew quarters. Of course, not super functional for standard survival. You could always replace this area if you wanted to. Just have a look what they've done here with some of these interior passageways. Really nice indeed. And each of these little rooms has enough to just kind of host a player or a crew member for a few days on their trip. And I like how these overlook the research area as well. Very nice indeed. So making our way back down to the exit point, we're going to continue on through this vessel. Rover, I mean. So over into the next area, we've got this little raised up area where you can observe what's going out through the window, currently travelling through the desert terrain, and the large door over this side as well. So let's just drop ourselves down and we'll access this large door, and we'll see what's hiding behind it. So in here, I'm guessing this is representing some sort of engine room of some kind. You can see it's two thrusters from the sci-fi pack added together, and they've added these little turbine shafts that really look damn cool. Nice, some real nice ideas here for your designs as well. So coming on through there, let's continue walking. We're getting towards the front of the little rover now, so we've got these more observation areas. This is almost like a little area where you could eat a meal or have a snack that leads back through that way as well. But this central corridor is quite large as well. Maybe you could expand it and do some other rover bits, but the layout is very nice. It could be adapted to a lot of different missions, and I think that's what that rover's all about. So here we've got ourselves a little cafeteria build, and upstairs another little seating area so the whole crew can eat, get their food, and continue researching or whatever they need to do. So this is the secure airlock into the bridge of this little rover. So there's plenty of systems at work here. There's even some scripts running. You can see there's a radar script. We've got battery status scripts, windmill status. So every readout that you need about this whole vessel is in here. So there is this fancy different trajectories. You can see where we are on the Earth-like one. Loads of really cool scripts running. Really nice indeed to see. You see they're being run over here as well. So that one's tracking 3 LCD blocks. We've obviously got an updated readout from the contracts blocks over here as well. Very nice indeed. And we've got an update on the store block there as well. Just loads of cool little readouts for you to immerse yourself in with this build. So we're going to take control of this and take it for a little bit of a spin. So it is a big rover, and you'll notice that the front 3 wheels do the turning, the back are actually stationary, but there's not much terrain that I've conquered on this planet that it can't handle. And the main thing of that is because it's ground clearance, and it's also got that wedged front end, so if we do want to tackle some terrain that's a little bit difficult, we'll probably tackle that slope there. Of course we couldn't tackle these, but we can maneuver around this terrain quite easily, and a lot of the bushes will simply either break off underneath or we'll move. But the wheel setup's also been quite good. You can see how the wheels have not been, you know, set up too hard, so when we do go over these terrain, we can maneuver and we can keep traction over it as well. So it's nice to see a big rover like this managing to maneuver. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try this little area here. So to get into that next valley, we're going to have to do a little bit of off-roading. Let's have a look. Wheels tracking nicely. Let's slow ourselves down. What we're travelling at 30 meters a second. So we're going to want to take a right into the next valley here. So a full-on brake. And you can see we've got a bit of steering, but we may need to reverse up here. Rover driving is always really difficult in SE, but it's very rewarding when you get it right. So there's a lot of ups and downs in the terrain behind us here as well, but we're still managing to keep grip and keep maneuvering. Let's have a look. I feel like I'm making up some words today. So let's take this a little bit more to the right. See if we can get through this valley-way. We'll definitely get through the valley. It's just a matter of how much grip we've got. With the LSG quality of life mod, that we've messed with the wheels a little bit, and we've given a bit more grip and traction on these larger wheels, so you can perform more maneuvers. Well, it's not doing too bad for a vanilla wheel setup. So we're going to see if we can crank that over here. And even if I make the mistake, I think, of clipping this wheel on the left here, we should have enough clearance to push the front end up. Oh, no we don't. No we don't. I misjudged that a little bit. So you can still smash up your front of the rover. It's not going to be indestructible. So you've got to be careful. But we've managed to make it into this gully here, showing off a little bit of its off-road performance. Let's see if we can head around this side. This is a very small planet as well, so it means the curvature of it is quite sharp, unlike some of the other servers we do. So kick these trees out the way. Always a difficult one, trees. They can cause some big trouble for the rovers. We managed to kick that out there quite nicely. We'll bring a little bit of a turn over here. So overall, a lovely research rover. It's nice to see a fresh design and someone who's new to building rovers build something so nice like this one. If you're interested in checking this out, there's a link to it down in the description of the video, so check it out for yourselves. I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Oh god, I'm going to get stuck a little bit here.